that's how it started. I used to go to English class and typing class at that time, and there was a tutor. So I said to her, I can dance. Do you want to see? And she just said, yeah, just, if you can kind of do a little demonstration to us in the class, and then we can sort of have a look. So I did my first demonstration in front of sort of all the classmates, whoever was there. And she says, yeah, that's fine. There is a school here nearby. And if you want, I can take you to school assembly and you can just do your presentation there. So I went to Spinney Hill School in my full Bharatanatyam sort of outfit, makeup, hair and everything. And did my first presentation, my first performance there. And that's where I discovered my first student.
1988.
1988, October 1988 at school. First day I seen her, I said, I need to learn from her. I really, really do. And then so that day I chased her, I said, Miss, you need to teach me.
After sort of few days, she brought one of her cousin, and then after a few months brought another cousin, then her little sister joined, then her mom joined, and then her auntie joined. So that way, kind of I started getting more and more students. My friend used to go to dance class, and then I decided to join as well. It was nearby, so mom and dad says, yeah, that's fine. It was Bharatanatyam, it was classical dance. Dad always used to say that it's nice to have hobbies, and always art form is, any kind of art form is, you never know when it's going to come handy in your life. When my marriage was fixed, and at that time I was about almost 19, and at that time I knew it that I want to carry on with dancing. I want to do something with the dance form and carry on in future, either teaching, performing, I don't know, but I didn't want to give up, typical, once you get married, you can't dance, so you can't sing, and then you have to give up everything.
It's helped me fulfill a few of my own dreams of being able to dance on stage.
I started when I was 8, and Nupur Arts has always been the family that I've always gone back to.
Everything I see now of where it started to where it's come, I just think it's amazing.
And we started together.
Yeah.
We did Bharatanatyam
mum
together.
and daughter thing. So I think it gives a younger kids a platform to start on, because this is a platform that we first started with.
It's made me independent. I really enjoyed it, and it's helped me build up my self-esteem as well.
So confidence. I always say how to fake confidence as well. I think you sort of learn that when you're dancing.
I think Nupur Arts basically gives you so many opportunities to perform in different places, different sectors, in front of so many people, or in front of small crowds, and it's just great.
I don't know how Leicester would be without Nupur Arts, because they've given so much to the community, and I don't think the community would be the same without them.
So I started teaching a couple of places at the same time, like evening classes, and then Spinney Hill School, where rather the community centre, they asked me that, do I want to carry on teaching in the community centre Sunday morning? So I started teaching there. So at that time I had good couple of classes going in the community centre as well as teaching at home.
And I remember Smith Abin being very strict. They, you, da, da. It was always like that. With the big glasses. She was strict then. And then there was only probably 3 of us in one studio. The classes were done so differently then, because it was, you're on a basic level with a person who's in an advanced level, and she would jump from one person, right, you do that step, okay, and then go to the next person, you do this more advanced step. I remember coming here at Belgrade Benno, which is no longer here unfortunately. What Belgrade Benno also used to have was a nursery opposite, and so if we wanted to do extra classes and stuff, and they didn't have the dance studio available, then they'd give us the nursery, so we'd be putting all the toys away.
She carried on, she was very passionate about dance as well, so she carried on learning. And if you do cover one class and then I do one class, so at least we can balance that out.
And I said to her, I'll support you 100%, let's do it, and let's do more classes and stuff. So it's a really significant part, especially for myself, in my dance journey here.
So I said, let's just try. So that's where she started teaching Belgrade Neighbourhood Centre, and then I used to teach at the same time Spinney Hill Centre. This is the first kind of branched out, isn't it? We used to be based in Spinney Hill, and then when we branched out, this was the first centre. We kind of having classes here and Spinney Hill.
At the same time, we're having multiple classes at the
same time. Yeah, she used to do one class, and then I used to do one class as well.
Yeah.
and then a lot of, I think, choreography rehearsal happened in this hall.
And I remember Smith Avenue used to charge for performances because she just saw it as opportunities to put kids out there and perform and stuff like that. And I remember even having a conversation with her and saying, we're really good, we should be able to perform in theatres and here and there. And
as the academy grew, as we had more and more students, we started doing our annual shows in theatres.
So that is the first and foremost thing. What is dance? Dance means to enjoy. And later on it comes whether you want to learn classical, Bollywood, contemporary. And then people have choice. And I think Nupur Arts gave that choice to people that they can still learn classical, but they can also learn Bollywood and contemporary and all that. So that has, I think, expanded Nupur Arts' wider role to the community. And they went from strength to strength.
Early 2000, at that time, we sort of started thinking that, okay, rather than doing production just in neighborhood center, like, annual show in neighborhood center or Diwali shows, we should do in proper theatre. And that's why we started working with Y Theatre, Phoenix Theatre at that time, and then the Haymarket Theatre came on board as well.
We've had a really long and wonderful relationship with Nupur Arts, actually going right back to the days of the previous theatre here in the city, the Haymarket Theatre, and Curve, which then replaced that facility 8 years ago.
I just remember, I think we've got a photo of us all lined up here.
Yeah.
When we did our Marathi.
And in the
Marathi
studio
costume
of Performing Arts, they danced here as well.
There used to be crowds.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow. This is where it all began.
Oh, that's outside. With 10 people in the company dancing, filling 100 audience. Hearts full show was amazing.
100 people. 100 people. Come and see us. Not even 100.
Yes. Someone sort of, have the faith in you, and Paul Carris and everybody, all the staff in Haymarket, like the team. They have faith in us, and it's like that kind of gave us more. So more than money, it's like that confidence pushed us quite a lot. That let's just do this. Even if it's costing us, let's just do this.
The size of the jumps that we had to do to get from one end of the stage to the other.
Otherwise, you would just end up only coming up to quarter space, and then you just think you still have to go further.
And to fill up the space as well, like when we did Darshan, I think we did Darshan here.
Darshan was,
Oh my God, that was a killer. And because you have to really, really move, and then, oh my God, I just remember the feet just absolutely killing, and go into the backstage and you're like, you just can't breathe, because it's like you really, really have to use the space here, and we weren't used to using something so
and
big.
especially all the rehearsal space always been small, so that was like you always practice in compact space, you perform in compact space all the time. I formed Nupur Arts in 1990, but I wanted to kind of expand on that and sort of have branches in different centers. But it was that risk, I wasn't sure whether I can afford to take that risk to go full time. It was a difficult decision, but I knew that one day I will do this full time.
I think for the community, I think it brings people together. It doesn't matter sort of what race you are, or what religion you are, or what area you live in, or where you grew up, where you were brought up, how you were brought up. It's brought a lot of different people together.
I think over the years as well, we've seen a lot of other dance groups come and go. But Nupur Arts has kind of stood the test of time, and it's got a lot bigger over the years. It's really grown with the different styles of dancing, the students, where the performances are, the classes are. It's really just developed.
When I joined Nupur Arts, I had 2 left feet. I couldn't even dance to save my life. But through them, I've gained a sense of rhythm. I've gained a sense of working with other people. I've learnt to act on stage and perform.
Nupur Arts is a very creative platform for Leicester. It encourages not only youth but adults to think differently, create differently.
She's brilliant. She's such a good teacher. Before, when I was young, I was a little bit scared sort of thing. And because I was deaf, sort of backed away, because everyone was hearing as well. But Smita, she's really good. She encouraged me, helps my confidence.
I've come back as a teacher, so I now teach those classes that were previously run by Dimple Smith Auntie.
Yeah, Nupur Arts is literally my second home. I've made lifelong friends. I think you have a really special bond with the people that you meet and you make friends with, and especially the staff there.
From there to now, we've actually gone from amateur to professional, and it's absolutely amazing to see from a young age, from 3 to 4 years old, all the way through to 40, 50, whatever.
My passion for dance has definitely been influenced at my time at Nupur Arts.
Yeah, Nam, you're like my sister.
Okay, get off me.
I think classical, whether it's any classical form, Indian classical dance, it gives you the base, it's the root. So any dance you do, actually to discipline, to understand your body, the classical dance is very, very important.
Some of us were teaching, some of us were a bit more just organising and
so a bit of
playing different roles in the organisation.
I think around about 2006, I said, okay, I have to take this chance. I might be successful, I might not be, but until I tried, don't regret in my life afterwards thinking that I never sort of tried. So 2006, we decided to give up my full-time job and just do dance as a full-time.
The thing with Nupur Arts is the fact that they're very diverse in what they're doing. They're not sticking to, even though it's an Indian dance company and they do the classical side and they do the Bollywood, that's great because a lot of Indian companies do that, which is fantastic. But for me, what drew me in a bit more was they want to do the other forms of dance.
And I think one year we secured about £35,000 in funding, which was like big lottery awards for all and all of that. The backstage team the creative team started to get bigger because of that, because the show started to get bigger.
There's a lot, you see children growing up, like they start at age of 5, 6, and now some children who actually train under me and then grew up with our academy, and now they after teachers training they're actually teaching in Nupur Arts.
And so it's nice to kind of have that where that circle is going around now, so the next generation starting to build.
I happened to hear about this opportunity, which was in Leicester, and I was living in Leicester at the time, and I just thought it sounds really interesting because it was an Indian dance company, something I've never done, but they wanted someone who can do that more commercial hip-hop dance sort of feel, and I had to audition, which was bizarre at the time, and it was a bit like the X Factor. I had Smita and Dimple sitting at the table, and I had to show them a couple of dances on my own.
Then we moved to Dimple Hall because we felt that Dimple is probably another venue we wanted to explore with bigger audience capacity. So we went to Dimple Hall and we did annual shows there for a few years. The first show was Culture Dance Blast. That was our annual show. Big annual show, yeah. And Dimple was directing at that time. So she was acting and dancing and everything, but she just started from that year, kind of more like directing shows as well.
And yeah, audience-wise, filling it up was a challenge. We started to bring in a company to do our lighting for us.
Yes. So yeah, we started bringing sort of expertise from outside, and they would liaise with lighting and sound and everything.
It feels like you've stepped up the game a bit more. Bringing it here, it made it so much more, just felt so much more bigger.
Some noise, ladies and gentlemen, raise your voice. Na 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 na.
when actually ticket goes on sale for this side of the seats, and that's where you just think, oh my God, we filled all of these, and now this is actually open, like people actually buying all these seats. So it just is.
And that's when you know the pressure is on, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
There's the youth side of it as well, the Nupur Arts Youth Academy side of it, and what they do with that is fantastic for the young people, because they get them, and as I said before, I touched on it, diversity. The diversity of what they do. Not only are they helping them to learn to teach, the art form that they love. It's about that. So they do lots of courses and stuff like that to help them learn how to teach. But not only that, but like backstage stuff, production stuff, directing, writing, all of this sort of thing that normal places that you would go for dance lessons, you wouldn't do.
And then Smith Owen came here to have a look at some of the spaces, and then brought me here as well, and thought, well, what do you think? We can run a number of different classes at the same time. We're able to do like 4 classes simultaneously, and we felt that was working. It started to get a bit more serious when we did the Haymarket, main theatre, and then obviously De Montfort Hall as well. Anyway, so we were like, wow, this is big for us, because we didn't get a chance to perform in theatre size before.
The audience is literally just there, so you can hear everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Even like when they're in these 2 changing rooms,
yeah,
they're making so much noise.
Yeah.
Try and get them to shut up. But then as you're there, like, shh,
and you're
that's
making
even louder. Like,
So this is like the stage
first.
where we first compared together. Well,
Yeah.
our
We've
only
only done
one so
one,
far.
yeah, we've only done one.
Went from like
Shame
the
on us.
professional Baru and Vince, and they got their iPads and they're just like reading off there, and to us like with our little
cue cards.
Cue cards, like which one's X? Which one's X? It's in the wrong order.
So, well, we hope you all enjoyed the show this evening, and we wish you a safe journey home.
One of the first things that we did here when I first came was we did the Special Olympics, which was an absolute massive thing, and to be part of that, and to be out there and at the stadium doing it and doing the rehearsals and then doing the show, it was incredible, and that's when I knew that working with Nupur isn't a thing where it's just a local dance thing. I mean, I've worked with lots of local dance schools, and it wasn't that. It was expanding. It was growing.
We're at the Walker Stadium. We're going to perform the Special Olympics.
I've known Nupur Arts for many years now. I really got to know them more through Special Olympics in 2009, and I guess that was kind of when I first really properly started to work with them a bit more with the events. And so the opening ceremony, we had over 20,000 people that were going to be coming along to this event.
Was trying to think about that area and doing a 360 choreography. I think that on its own was a challenge, because you're having to think, right, I'm looking at it from here, but what's it going to look like from there? What's it going to look like from there? So you've got to think about all the different visual elements of that as well.
We had I think it was a 10-minute segment where they came and did a mass performance there at the stadium. Here's a huge stadium. We're going to be on the pitch, and we want you to perform in front of over 20,000 people.
It showed what we could do as a company, and the amount of people that were there, not only watching, but the amount of people, I think the amount of students that took part in it, it was phenomenal, just the way it all came together.
But also, seeing them, now performing at Curve and, being able to perform on the big stage, it's not a community dance organisation, this is an organisation that is being able to perform on professional stages.
Nupur Arts have created a range of projects here at Curve. We launched a programme called our Affiliate Community Groups programme 4 years ago now, and the first kind of pool of admission into that was Nupur Arts as an organisation that we knew were delivering participatory work in the city to the highest possible standard.
The dance has expanded, and they're looking for new things and new experiences. They brought the ISTD stuff in so that people can get exams in their classical dance here. And then they've also got the Arts Awards, which is phenomenal, because those Arts Awards, not only do the kids and the students learn from those Arts Awards, and they will get points to go towards their Newcastle, which when they eventually start looking at their colleges and they look at their universities, these things all help. And yet it still stays real fun-based.
In terms of artistic collaboration, Nupur Arts have been fluid as water. You know, they're so in tune with what your vision is, and they'll do everything that they can to help achieve that vision. So as time has gone by, from year to year, we've experimented with so many different types of dance, so many different locations, how it's delivered, who's delivering it, what type of artistic content is being delivered, and each year has been a step up from the other, progressing from one year to another, and really showing what the dance company is capable of, but to keep up with the business climate as well for such a long time and keep pioneering. It's really wonderful.
For magic does not last forever, you see, as it is you who can really make your own destiny.
Certainly in the land of fairy call, when that show was here and we kind of got to the end of it, and I remember sat there with my chief executive at the time, Fiona Allen, who is, one of the world's foremost theatre programmers and producers, and has worked all over the world, and we kind of got to end up with that. It's probably the best thing that we had on this Diwali. It was a pretty great sensation for us, and to know that they carried it themselves as a team.
We wanted to create another unique experience in Leicester, so we got about 30 students to 40 students from Nupur Arts to partake in a flash mob which took place at the Clock Tower of Leicester City Centre, and it was filmed really well. We put it online straight away. The dance was absolutely tremendous. Everyone was so in sync and it looked beautiful. And it got over 40,000 hits. That's the kind of cool stuff we've been doing with Nupur Arts.
Nupur brought some circus performers from India, and who performed Circus Raj during the City Festival, which was really popular, really popular. Went down really well, and that kind of thing that's a little bit different is stretching them as an organisation and actually branching out and trying new things.
Around that time period, I'm not sure if we were the first, but certainly we were right up there in terms of putting on a very unique dance in Leicester, incorporating Holi powder, and essentially we commissioned Nupur Arts to create a unique dance and gave them the theme of Holi, and they came up with this absolutely spectacular performance that blew our minds away, and that uses different types of colour, and loads of people get involved as well. Right at the end of the dance, loads of children get involved and start throwing colour at each other. No one's too violent about it, and it's a really nice experience. People coming together, different types of people just playing and having fun, and letting go. It's a really beautiful thing.
And they're working with an organisation called Cirque Bijou, who are based down in Bristol, and are doing all kinds of stuff around the country and internationally, and they're going to be working with them to create a show called Colours of Radiance.
And that was it's actually the quite big outdoor production we did with LED umbrellas.
Say about Smita? Right, okay, let's get a list. She is she's an incredible woman. She's an incredible woman. What she's done with Nupur Arts itself and the way she does it draws you in?
I think she's just a very positive energy for everyone, and she's just always been that mentor, that friend,
motherly figure.
Yeah.
I think everything, like Dimple says, mentor, friend, motherly figure, always there for you, always backing you.
Some way, somehow, like even if some young people like achieve something in their life, fulfill their dreams, for me is that achievement. It's not always about financial achievement or how successful I am. It's those individual, the satisfaction that if, a lot of in our academy, sort of young people, they made friends and they're lifetime friends. As a family, I would just say, it's expanded. Like I got a big Nupur Arts family now.
And she'll always surprise you, like, or we're doing this or we're doing that. And she just doesn't stop. She's just like always chucking along new things that she's always thinking of.
New ideas, new things.
It's been lots to do. We've had launches where they've come and done demos, come and done a dance at launches. It's receptions that we've had, VIP receptions, lots of things like that.
With Smita, I just think she's going to keep those ideas coming and new ideas all the time and getting new people in and being, like I said, diverse is the massive word in my book for Nupur Arts. I think they are so diverse because they're not sticking to one thing.
They are willing to take on challenges and have actually got some really creative imagination about what they want to do.
It's being part of a family. It's great because it's given them an amazing skill, it's given them confidence, it's given them friends, it's given them another mum in Smita Ben.
As a dance academy, we kind of, people can look back and say, yes, I've been here, or I was part of this dance academy, and sort of I want these young people to take it over and sort of expand on the next level where I want to see like 50th anniversary celebration. It will happen.